Only had one panic attack so far, which is very well managed. How cute. Really nice here. It's really cute. So we're gonna just walk. It's not the fact that you're freezing. It was the last minute, like, no, I'm not gonna take the scarf. You're being really restrained. I'm not saying that I told you so. I think that counts. Does that mean I'm no longer being restrained? Let me walk. Just gonna walk there now, work out the head. There's a lot. Let me just switch these headphones off. This might be way better, but I don't know that it is. He's really relaxing to travel with. While I was freaking out because I was like, well, we can get lost from dissociation in routes we know. Going somewhere unfamiliar is going to be so much worse. And he was like, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Yeah, the risk doesn't change. The problem is that familiar places seem unknown, so I don't know what I thought unknown places would be worse, but yeah, it's the same. We just have a map talking to us the entire way, and he has really good directional sense and logic, and he's so chill about travel that, like, then eventually I can panic less and our kids can get close to the front and, like, point out all the flowers and the sunlight and the tree growing out of the wall and the big scary roads, but the beautiful paintings. So it's really cool because then it's like a collaborative effort and we're all experiencing. I've had a lot of, we're there and I'm excited. I also feel kind of anxious, and we've been thinking about it a lot and thinking, like, you know, our experiences with clinicians have not been that good, especially with people who know a bit about DID, because there's a lot of misnomers and myths, and a lot of things that are observed in clinical practice became sort of a pathologizing rule of law where lived experience is so often disregarded, despite the fact that it should be absolutely co-produced with people that have that, because otherwise you are missing so much. And a lot of clinicians really don't understand that, and you can have a really damaging power dynamic when that's the case. So it's quite scary to go into an entire conference full of specialists and clinicians, but from what we've observed of at least one person's actions, they seem good and they seem like, you know, empowering, non-pathologizing towards people with pluralities like lived experience. So I'm just gonna, like, try and have the best interpretation I can and ask questions about the fears to say, like, you know, this is, we're afraid of this, looking for the future of dissociation in the UK. How do you plan to guard against it? Is co-production important to you? And I'm just gonna ask. And we'll just see where we go from there, and I'll try and have, like, the best interpretation of responses that I can, and we'll just support ourselves and each other like we have been doing, and breathe and reassure ourselves of, like, the validity of our experiences regardless of whether or not anyone can understand them, because ultimately we know who we are, we know our experiences, and somebody being unable to understand them, though triggering, is not dangerous and does not actually say anything to our experiences. It just says something to their level of understanding and being able to hear. So we're going to keep up with that and ask for slight directions at the desk just to see which part of this university we're supposed to be at, and hopefully it'll be really good. Hi, coming to you live from underneath a beautiful tree. Really gorgeous. Probably not the most photogenic angle, but it is the nicest. This is amazing for a start. This is incredible. I'm really dissociating because it's been a lot. But you know, at every stage we've had multiple people in here just like reassuring each other and comforting and grounding and breathing. And every time I like blank time for a second, I notice you in the mirror telling me to breathe or breathing, and it's really helpful. Good. We've got an amazing new book, and I'm not monetized, but I am going to advertise it because I really think it's important. So this is kind of a bit of a book launch as well as an incredibly very much needed conference. And this book, we've just had people speaking about how it's come about. The amount of like lived experience and prioritizing of co-production that has happened from the start throughout. There's knowledge and thinking and thoughts of diversity and inclusivity for minorities that maybe historically haven't always been included in guidelines. It's created and they're thinking of things very much as a need to be like frameworks as a living document instead of it just being something that is written once and never looked at again. The people involved really are coming from a place of understanding, and I know that historically it's been kind of scary to think that experts in the field and clinicians are going to have the ability to hear what people with lived experience are saying, but it's so exciting and so hopeful and so meaningful to be here and to listen to people. We've listened to other systems speak. They've been referred to as the real experts in the room by clinicians who were just grateful to be here and to say, you know, this is the first thing that they did was acknowledge the harm that has been caused by within the profession having such stigmatizing and kind of reductionist views, and to begin it with that very real relational acknowledging of harm and a commitment to do better going forwards and to listen and to learn has just been amazing. And you don't have to remember all of the notes because that's why you took them. It's so helpful. I didn't even have to ask the question we were going to ask about whether co-production was going to be important, whether we were going to be safe, because it's what they opened with, it's what they've said going through, it's what they began with, and you can feel it, you can see it in the way that they're speaking, in the way that other systems and people with lived experience respond to them. There's a relational safety that is observable and felt here, and it's incredible going forwards. We're going to be really excited to have somewhere to refer to places. We're going to be trying to get this book to places that it would otherwise go, and that was very much the request of one of the speakers with lived experience that we are just all too happy to oblige. Gonna breathe. And also it's so pretty here. There's like a cryptid exiting the woods as we should. In fact, maybe we should stay in them. It's beautiful here. And it's really nice to have the time and the space to breathe and to ground. It's been amazing as well. We put our art, we contributed a piece of art that he designed, and it's amazing to see it up there. I'll take a video of it. There is ours, and we are very glad that we did this. Wow. I was so excited. I didn't even think about the road. Maybe we do this when we're past it. Wow. That was incredible. That was amazing. There was so much, but I can't focus or function after it. Thank you for walking me. Thank you for not making that joke. Yeah, that was powerful. And we have so many connections, so many plans, so many ideas. Really excited for all of it. It's so powerful, and we felt so much safer with clinicians and believing that they would co-produce. It wasn't something we had to prioritize. They prioritized it from the start to the finish. It was amazing. We will be sharing that conference when it comes out. I can't believe you know the direction. I do. I need maps every step of the way, but Mr. I don't need maps is the designated driver, so we slowly will make our way back. But what I will say is also hanging out with people with systems with lived experience at the end there, that was so cool. And I also really appreciate how well we can co-front together and co-con and hear each other's suggestions, and like there's so much we do that we've worked on, that we've built, that is so much more immense than I've even really realized, because we've been doing it, so kind of don't notice, because the struggle is just every second, minute by minute fight of doing it. But I can really see how much work we've done, and to be able to like co-front the way we can, and between more and more of us, it's amazing. It is. You were so helpful, all of you as well. Like, it was so cool. We had like kids get involved, and we were so proud of you. I'm very proud. Happy. We're so happy. You're amazing. All of you, all of us. Fucking well done. Huge. Can't believe you're just walking without a map. What do you always say to me? You could use your words. Fuck you. I don't think those were the words. Alright, the anxiety is overtaking, which is okay. Could we please use a map?